Have you ever felt frustrated, overwhelmed, or stuck wasting time in admin instead of growing, leveraging, and scaling your business? Then this podcast is for you. Welcome to Delegate to Elevate, the podcast that's all about handing off what you don't need to do so you can focus on what you do best. So here's your host, Bonnie Schutz.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Delegate to Elevate. Get done. I'm your host, Bonnie Schutz, and coming to you today with another fantabulous guest. A new friend I made at a recent event we both attended. I would like to introduce you to Sumayyah Emeh-Edu. Did I say it right?
Did.
Who is the
Yeah.
principal strategist at Embedded Consulting, where she helps organizations develop better connections, inclusion, and productivity through wellness and team building initiatives. She has over 20 years of professional experience in higher ed, HR, and DEI with senior leadership roles, most recently at Canopy Growth and Charles Schwab. She has also consulted and has been a featured speaker at organizations such as Amwell, University of Colorado, Allbirds, TrueCar, and NPR station KQRST, KQED. What the who cares? We'll keep that in there. I mess up.
It's life.
That's what we do. Well, welcome, Sumayyah. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here, Bonnie. I know we've been planning this for a while.
Yes, I am happy to have you. And I'm so happy you came and tapped me on the shoulder at that event and said, I want to be on your podcast, because I was like, yes, absolutely. Because women in their second acts, like you and I, are my people. And
Yeah.
I just vibe so well. And your story is amazing. And I know that it's broad and there's some great points and tidbits and tips and tricks and things of the adversity that you've gone through and how you've gotten past it through creative delegation and things like that. So please share your story with us today, where you came from and how you got to be doing what you do today.
Yeah. So you've read my bio already. So in HR, most of my career, or recently in my career, higher education before that. And, life, one of my favorite sayings is life be lifin'.
Yes, it does. We'll be doing that.
Yes. And, basically I was brought to my knees and had a near mental breakdown and burnout just over trying to be superwoman and trying to do the impossible. But I was so delusional. I was like, of course I can do all this. And and I got burnt out. And as I was healing and and I'm fortunate enough just to have the space to heal, I was like, what do I want to do with this experience? Because now I want to help others. I'm really on a mission to help individuals really understand their mental health, the impacts, the things that negatively impact us, specifically how our relationships with our phones and technology negatively impact us on our mental health, as well as our connection to other people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Boy, howdy. I'm guilty of that. This thing is
Yeah,
glued to me and I don't know why. And it's like a drug. It's so addictive.
it
But
100 is like it's built. They are literally built for our addiction.
our
A
attachment,
lot
yeah.
of phone manufacturers and the apps, they're building it with addiction qualities, similar to what they use for slot machines in gambling.
Oh, it's the
It's a
sounds and
dopamine
it's the
hit. You
colors
aren't
and
alone.
yes. Oh, I get that. Oh my goodness. Exactly. Okay. Well, continue. What else do you have to share?
Yeah, so I'll just share a little bit about my story and how I
Okay,
got here.
please. Yeah.
So, I have a 14-year-old daughter who has very severe special needs. She has a
Mm.
cognitive delay, so she's like
Mhm.
2 years old mentally. Because of that, she has limited language, and then
Okay.
she also has autism. And she we've been through a wild ride.
I
And
bet.
she goes through periods of being violent. And it just got worse the older she got. So we got to a point a couple years ago where she was hitting me on a daily basis. We found out that she had some medical issues going on, but again, she couldn't express them.
Right.
So she was hitting me on a daily basis. I couldn't find a nanny. I couldn't find anyone to watch her. I was very isolated and alone, and I had known for a while I was gonna put her in a group home, but I just kept waiting and waiting because I was like, "I can solve it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix it. It
Right.
is my job to fix it.
Mom.
I
Yeah.
don't wanna delegate this to someone else and make it someone else's
Right.
problem."
Right.
And I literally almost killed myself doing that.
Mm. Yeah.
And
Not
it
fun.
is, yeah, it's not fun, and I think a lot of people who are ambitious and, like, problem solvers like I am may resonate with it because you're able to fix everything else. So why can't I fix my daughter, and why can't I
Mm.
make things work? And
Right.
sometimes you just gotta let go.
Yep. Yep. I've sang that song on this podcast. Let it go. It's
Yeah,
and I totally understand. I was a single mom, not with a special needs child, but a daughter who I call my little Hellcat just out of her personality. She had her biological sperm donor's personality.
yeah,
You know? So, and not to compare, but yeah, I can relate
yeah,
at some level for sure.
yeah, and it's hard even with a typical child, right? So, yeah, people all the time be like, "How do you do it?" And I'm like, "I don't know, and
I
I
just have
actually
to.
don't want you to ask me because it's got duct tape all around it, and, you know."
Yeah. Yeah. There's lots of duct tape involved in my life too. Duct tape and
Yeah,
padding and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, so this my story really was like when I started to think about how I wanted to share my story, it was
Mhm.
really about um uh really two things. One, again, our relationship with technology. So my mental health problems were amplified by the time I spent online.
Ooh,
Um I don't know, Bonnie, if you compare yourself to other people.
I do. Guilty.
But, I'm seeing everybody else with their children who are typical, and they're doing things that I can't do with my daughter, or
Right.
they have partners that are involved, and my ex-husband wasn't, and I had a lot of envy and jealousy
Mhm.
and anger
Sure.
and fear of missing out. Like,
Oh,
everybody else was doing things, and I got to
lots
a
of
point where
FOMO.
yes,
And
FOMO. I got to a point where I couldn't even go anywhere or work because I
Right?
was, like, stuck at home with my daughter.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I'm so
so
sorry.
I'm like, I can't I gotta get off like this. I know it's making me feel worse. Like I know it. And I know I'm more depressed. So like that's one thing that came out of it is like I dug deep into like listening to all the I got a digital wellness certificate to learn like
Nice.
how technology impacts us.
Mhm.
Again, the thing that a lot of our apps and notifications, like, it's impacting our ability to attend,
Sure.
so our ability to focus and get deep work done because it's like ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding. How are we I mean, now we got the watches too, right?
Yeah. I
So,
didn't
like,
put mine
how
on
are we
today.
getting actual work done,
Yeah.
right? And why
Right.
do we need all the notification?
Right.
If everything is dinging all the time, then none of it's important, right?
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
If it so easily takes me in a different direction, then what was
100.
I working on even important?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to stop even still, even though I do this work, I'll stop and be like, "Okay, Samaya, slow down. Like,
Same. I have to do
turn
the
off the
same.
phone, like, turn everything off, write down what I'm gonna do, and, like, do one thing at a time." And, like, I don't know if you're a 20 windows open type of
I
woman.
am. Do you know me? Are you here?
Yes,
You
I
need a
gotta
room.
but, like, that's a clear sign of,
Yeah.
like, our ability to focus, right? Like, it's
Mhm. Or
our
inability.
attention being stolen, right?
Yeah.
Then there's the things that come out of it around, the more time we spend on social media, it's actually tied to having more depression and anxiety.
Ooh,
And then the other part of why I'm even here today is like the connection part, connection to myself and connection to other people. And even though I've always had a lot of friends, um, I didn't like to ask for help. I didn't like feeling vulnerable. I
is
didn't want
trust
people.
a thing, an issue for you then?
Oh my, all right,
Majorly?
therapy session. Yes. Like,
Major.
it's in my romantic look, I don't
Sure.
want anyone to
Yeah.
let me down,
Been
so I
there.
don't wanna depend on anyone.
Husband number 2. Been there.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
the trust and, like, being afraid, like, that you're putting your problems on other
Right,
people,
right.
fear that I I know part of it is I didn't want people to pity me.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm in a very unique situation,
sure.
and I didn't like it when on people's face, like, I could tell they're like, "Oh, how is this?" Like,
Yeah.
and they felt bad for me, and
Ugh,
it gave me an icky feeling, even
yeah,
though I know it was genuine.
sure. I could see that.
Yeah.
And then a lot of
So
time for me with my atypical, I think is the right word, daughter, like, just people would look at me, like, sideways because, like, how I was handling it. Like, felt like I was being judged all the time as a single mother, you know?
yeah.
And I did actually, I am the expert at delegation as a single mom because I didn't have the extra layers that you had. I delegated to whomever I could when had my moments and had to lock myself in bathrooms so I didn't beat the out of her. And I'm being honest, that's real
Oh,
talk.
no,
You
no,
know,
no.
I
That is real. And
right?
I had to do that too, and
Yeah,
I was in the financial position where I could afford nannies, so that's what
sure.
made my life
A
easier,
little more
right?
tolerable, yeah.
If someone paid to do all the things that maybe your partner even wanna do,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But when my daughter actually broke one of my nanny's hands.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, mine
So,
act like
like,
an angel for other people, so that was a
yeah,
different
so, like,
situation.
imagine my fear in delegating that because I knew, like, my
Oh,
mother couldn't handle her. I knew
oh,
my
right.
siblings couldn't handle her.
Oh,
So it's
man.
like I wanted to delegate, but it's like I couldn't, and I felt bad. But certain people my daughter responded to, so to your point, I would have to, when I finally did ask for help, that's the
Yeah,
challenge, right?
yeah.
I
Once you
think.
get to that readiness.
Yeah, and I really wanna tell the listeners as well, like, don't wait till you're at the cliff to
Ooh,
ask for help.
as you're climbing, no,
Yes.
anticipate what you've lived a long enough life if you're like me and you in our second acts here. We've lived enough life to know what might happen at the top of that hill. Ask before we get there. I like that. That's a nice
Yes,
little golden nugget that I call
yes.
on this podcast. That's a
And I
golden
just
nugget
kept
drop.
saying, "I can figure it out, I can figure it out," and
Yeah.
I couldn't.
No.
So, asking for help was huge because when I finally made the decision for my daughter to go and live in a group home and that I couldn't
Mhm.
take care of her anymore,
Right.
I did have people who, like my therapist, she was like, "Well, why," like a year before I even m did it, she's like, "Well, look into all the steps now so that when you need to activate the plan,
Yeah.
like, you know what it is." So
Right.
I was grateful for my therapist to do that because it's like, to your point, when you're going up the hill and
Yeah.
"Okay, I need to let's go to plan B," right? Or
Yeah.
plan C or
Yeah.
whatever. So that was helpful.
You did delegate your mind then to the therapist's suggestion is how I
100,
would
and
put it,
then
right?
once I asked for help, because
Mhm.
again, people were, "What can I do?" And I was always trying to
Right.
protect them from my daughter,
Yeah.
or I felt bad because I had money. I'm like, "Oh, well, you don't have to send me food, or you don't have," like,
Right, and they just wanted to do something, yeah, but
yeah,
you're like,
like,
"Don't."
as humans, we need each other, and we need interdependence to
Mhm.
build relationships.
Yep.
And just because we can delegate it to technology, I can have DoorDash bring me some food. I can
Guilty.
have I'm serious. I
Same.
can have the TV entertain me. I could talk to ChatGPT and ask it questions on advice. But
Yep.
that is not
Mm,
how we build
human
connection.
how we're built. Yeah. No.
We're not built that way. We shouldn't
Mm-mm.
delegate all those things. We need human connection. Technology should be a tool. It should not
Agreed.
replace our
It's the
human
frosting
connection.
on the cake of the human,
Yes.
you
And
know?
the more depressed and anxiety we have, we can slowly turn inward and we feel like we're alone, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So once I asked for help, I allowed people to allow me to delegate. I
I
mean,
love
they
that.
always were there, but
Yeah.
like I finally like opened up the floodgates and
It takes some
people
time
started bringing
sometimes.
me food because it was a transition time where I made the
Yeah.
decision for my daughter to leave and then she was going to leave in a couple months. I asked for help. They start sending me food. The ones that could, my friends that could manage my daughter, they would come over just for a couple hours just to give me a break.
Nice.
I had, siblings and
Yes.
friends
That's what I
put
had.
together a schedule, and they came out to Denver because
Oh.
I don't have any folks
Oh.
here in Denver.
Uh-huh.
They came out and visited and, like, just helped me
Nice.
out for the weekend just to be with me because I was
Oof.
so alone.
You're taking me
So
back.
alone.
I remember
Yes,
the years, 10 years I was by myself with my little
yes,
Hellcat.
and it does take a village,
It does.
and I no longer felt pity or guilt because I'm like, I am not I was having very dark thoughts, and I'm like,
Please take
"We're
her.
both not gonna be around if I continue to do this."
Me in the bathroom, yeah. Get her come get her, please.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
I got that far
So,
myself.
it's a survival mechanism, but it also one, that delegating those things to my friends and
Mhm.
allowing them to
Yeah.
help me build a tighter relationship with them.
Aw.
They felt trusted by me because
Yep,
I allowed them to help me.
yep.
Because I asked more than one person. I actually put together a
Right.
WhatsApp group with
Nice.
15 people,
Wow.
and I got to spread out my asks. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So I
yeah.
wasn't just
So
burdening
you
one
didn't feel like
person.
you were burning yeah.
Yeah, so it was like my siblings and friends
Yep.
and even neighbors were helping
Neighbor,
me.
yeah. Boy, I can relate. I mean, to a certain extent. Yeah, obviously, I've
Yeah,
never
yeah, yeah, no,
yeah, I
but
can
it takes
totally
a
relate.
village for
I
anybody
needed
to
that
think that we
village.
can do
Yeah,
this life alone is asinine. It
it
is.
is, exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, so now I have closer relationships with all of those people,
Aw, great.
just because I allowed them in and
Yeah.
I decided to rely on them, and
Mhm.
that helps build trust.
It does. Yeah, that's great. Allowing people in, like, I'm gonna drop that as one of my golden nuggets because sometimes we just resist and resist, but when we allow them in, it just I sit here making this goofy movement, but it really does feel like picture the Care Bears hopping out of your chest if you remember the
Care
Care
Bears.
Bears. Remember them sending like a rainbow hearts and clouds and whatever they had, sunshine. Like that's literally how it feels when that comes out and you open up to other people. And it can be compared to all aspects of our lives, from personal to work, career, and business. So what was
100.
next? Like, how did this affect your career and your growth, and when you decided to start consulting on your own and things like that?
Yeah, so it got me really thinking about just like what connection means, right? Again, I had a lot of friends and support, but I wasn't allowing myself to depend on them.
Okay, makes sense.
And when I did, it helped the relationship. And
Mm,
what I will say to all the controlling people out there like myself is that we also have to allow people to help us in the way that's good for them, like that's part of their strengths, but also they don't have to do it the way we want it.
ooh, that's perfect. Yes, I couldn't say that
It
better.
the end product is what we need,
Right.
right?
However they get there.
However they get there, and for some of us who have challenges relinquishing control, a lot of that sometimes we can be very critical of people who do try to help us, or we delegate it and then we go and hover and
Right.
try to control.
Right.
And that
Mm,
is what I had to do with my daughter. She was in the care of other people, of strangers.
mm, that would be
I
hard.
had to relinquish that control, and it was so hard
Oof, I imagine.
because I was just like, "They're not gonna do it as good as me, and they're not gonna do it like me, and da 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 da." And then I was like, you are literally about to lose your mind.
Yeah.
What is the most important thing for your daughter? It's that she's safe,
She thrives.
happy,
Yeah.
and her basics. That like literally that is it.
Shelter,
All the
food, water.
all the extras
Yeah.
is just they're not even important. And that's where I had to get with her with allowing other people to with delegating
Yes.
parenting of my child to someone else, and then also with people helping me.
That's a
So,
perfect example, though. It's a
yeah,
perfect example of life mimicking work and career too, because that's an exact scenario that can be applied to controlling everything in your business or your consultancy and not letting anybody else do it who's really damn good at it because that's what they do. You let a marketing agency in or a bookkeeper, that's what they do. Stop controlling.
exactly.
And I'm not going to
Exactly.
say that I'm perfect. I'm not. And I talk a lot about being a delegation spectrum on this. Some of us can lift the 10-pound weights and some are the bodybuilders. I'm happy to be right in the middle at the 100-pound weight. But I always want to go a little higher. But life will set me back. I'll lose 3 customers and I'll have to let people go. And it
Yeah,
happens. You
yeah.
know, do what you wanna do, but delegate the rest.
And I loved what you said about letting go of perfection as being a part of that because I think what's a challenge for many of us in this day and age is this obsession with perfection.
Yeah,
Not only is it amplified by social media, but it's almost like people carry it like a badge of honor. Like, "Oh,
right.
well, I just want things to be perfect." And how does perfection come out? It comes out as being controlling,
Yep.
but what it also comes out, and this is how it came out for me too, is not on top of the controlling, it's the judgment of myself
Ooh,
and
yes.
the judgment of others.
Ooh, are you in my head? 'Cause
It
that's
does.
what makes me judge others. One way, no, it makes me judge myself because of the way I judge others. I'm like, "Well, they must judge me the same way I judge them because I do this, so they must be judging me." And that's that whole FOMO from tech and seeing people's Facebook feeds and like, "Oh, their 31-year-old daughter's married and she's gonna have a baby and I'm not a grandma yet." That's my FOMO right
Yes.
there.
And comparison is the thief of joy,
It is.
and we know that being online is not real life.
Mm-mm.
It is the curated experience that people want you to see of their lives.
Ooh, it's a
It is
succubus
not
to me.
real. Yeah, it's not real,
No.
nor were humans supposed to absorb all of the
Ugh,
negative trauma in the world
everybody else's trauma.
on an
Yeah,
hourly basis,
right.
right? That someone got killed and there's all these
The
wars, like, we didn't have access like that.
No, we didn't.
What's going on in politics, like,
I
we
never
didn't.
cared, never knew anything that was going on when I was younger. Never.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
Now
and
it's
or
thrown at my face.
you'd read it on the Sunday paper,
Yeah.
and you'd have a whole week till it went around again,
Right.
right? But, like, we literally concede the trauma of
Mm,
micro, meaning a individual incident, to
mhm.
macro world stuff
Yeah.
all day long. We
Yep.
weren't meant to absorb that level of
Ugh.
negativity and
Mm-mm.
trauma.
Right.
And then on top of it, if you look at comments and like where we are in terms of like science, and these are the recommendations of how we're supposed to do things,
Right.
looking at the comments of any article or people's posts, it is the meanest place
Mm.
in the world
Yeah.
because of anonymity.
Yeah.
So the judgment, our judgment is already natural for humans to judge. But it gets even worse because if we're absorbing just garbage all day, we're
Yeah.
gonna have garbage that comes out, and if we're reading the comments and it's like, "Well, you're not supposed to do it like that." I
Yeah.
remember watching a man say, "This is how my wife taught me to put on, um, to moisturize." And he had, like, this five-step thing he did to moisturize his lips and his face and his feet and all the things,
Wow.
and there were so many comments in there about the order in which he did it.
Jeez.
And I know that's just a
Who
simple example, but
cares?
think about parenting.
Yeah.
Think about we're supposed to be perfect.
Right.
You as a single mom,
Yeah.
even though you're just trying to make it through the day, your kid still needs to do all these activities and
Yes.
you still need to have them involved in all these things. And you should feel guilty you're not spending time with them in the evenings because you're working and you're tired. And you need and like the bar just keeps going up and we have to do all these things in a perfect way. And it's just proliferated over and over again. And we're like, and we get in this thing where we have to do that. And so because we're tired of doing it,
Right.
we're looking at other people and being like, well, you should be doing it too. If I'm working this hard, you
You
should be working this hard too. If
exactly.
I'm holding myself to unrealistic expectations, I
Yeah.
want everybody in this
You should
room
be
to be
just
doing the
like me.
same. But that's
I
the truth.
may or may not resemble that remark.
Yeah, but
That
like,
poor
and,
team.
and I've always been a little judgmental,
Same.
but I realized I was judging myself,
Yeah.
and that made me judge other
It was my
people.
insecurities that made me judge others, right? Like,
The
ugh.
insecurities and yeah, it's terrible. So I didn't like the person I was becoming either.
Yeah,
And there's a great book. Have you read Let Them by Mel Robbins?
it's on my shelf. It's the second book on my shelf up there. And let me confess, I'm not a huge reader. I like reference books, and I even got called out by one of my besties when I wrote two books, two chapters in two books, and she's like, "You wrote books? You don't even read." I'm like, "Shh, don't tell anybody." I don't read that much, but I do like reference, and I
Yeah,
love
yeah, yeah.
following Mel
Well,
Robbins.
and I'm an audiobook person because I
That's so
like to
much
do it
more
while
worth
I'm
it.
driving or
I don't
cleaning or
drive
something.
anymore. I miss that
Oh,
part of my driving,
yeah.
is listening. I
Yeah.
used to sing a lot to the radio, and now I don't
Yeah.
sing. I miss singing. Maybe I should
Yeah.
just bolt it out while my husband's not home.
So the whole book revolves around trying to control everything and
Basically,
let
it's
people do what
screw
they're gonna
everybody
do and
else.
stop
Just let
trying to
them think
control.
what they wanna think, right?
Yep.
Who
And
cares?
and for you, let them do what they're gonna do and stop trying to control them. And
Yeah,
one of my favorite quotes she says is, the problem, that's the problem with so many adults. We're all focused on getting it perfect instead of trying. Whatever happened to good enough? And that's the problem. You don't see good enough on social media.
mm-mm. No.
Nobody in the comments is saying, "Oh, you got it good enough."
Yeah. No,
Right?
not at all. It has
Like,
to be perfect.
we're looking for every opportunity to criticize, and that letting go of that perfection is just something I'm very, very focused on in
Yeah.
myself
Yeah.
because I don't want to I am tired
Tired too. I'm so
to,
tired.
like, go from that super, super high
Yeah.
activity level to, like, running my own company, seeing my daughter, maybe 6 to 8 hours on the weekend. I
Right.
have a lot more free time now,
Yeah.
and I can't do a lot of the things I used to do because I'm tired. Like, my nervous system is
Yeah.
tired, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense?
It does.
And that's the thing. Burnout is a accumulation of stress to where your body just stops functioning, and the mind-body connection are so important because it's not only when my daughter left, I just finally, like, could breathe and, like,
Exhaled. Yeah.
and the stress just, like, because she wasn't around, I could, like, express more of the stress,
Mhm.
but my body started to express the stress. It's like,
Mm.
like when you come back from vacation, you get sick?
Yeah, I always do, always.
Yeah.
Yep, always.
So it's like your body knows after it rests, "Oh, I can get sick now."
Oh, wild.
So I was
Yeah.
in and out the hospital after my daughter left for like 2 months
Oh my
because
god,
I had all that stress just
that's
in my
scary.
body.
Yeah.
I was in and out the hospital. I had all these weird conditions show up, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What is happening?" And they're like,
Oh,
"Your body's actually breaking down because you have been experiencing high level of stress." And, like, it was, like, 4 months until I got back to, like, what I thought was normal, and then the old normal was bad, and then it took me another year just to get to, like, "Oh, this is what we all have our stress response. You know, there is flight,
yep.
fight,
Fight,
freeze,
retreat or
and
something.
fawn.
Yeah, something, yeah.
So I was in fight mode, so I'm one of those
Yeah,
people who just kept going and
right.
never allowed myself to rest because if I did, I would realize how much I was doing and I would quit.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
flight,
so
I flight. I run.
you have like you run
Run and
away, yeah.
hide. Yes.
So when we finally get time to rest, our nervous system to like not experience, we can re-engage with, oh, what should I be doing instead of
Yes.
doing what I know how to do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This is I love the little like how it can just compare with life and business still. Like it's just so relevant in both areas. And if you can't figure it out in your business, think about your life. Think about what
100.
you're doing in your life and think of an example like you've given us with your daughter and what you had to do and how long it took you and all it did to you. That can be applied in everything we do because I feel it in my my
Yeah.
daughters are grown, but I can feel it in my business. But it reminds me of my life from those
Well,
days.
and they're usually we respond the same way to stress in our, you know, we just respond in all
Right?
areas.
Yep.
And as I built my business, you know, um, I've learned that like setting boundaries on like I'm not
Oh,
trying to be high achieving. Like
right.
I literally want to work 30 to 32 hours a week.
Same.
That is my
Mano a
goal.
mano.
I don't
Yes.
have anything to prove to anyone
Me either.
anymore.
Yeah.
Before, because I was trying to be perfect, I
Right.
was trying to like outwork
Oh,
or
I'm gonna do
look
that
like I'm
hustle and
outworking.
grind and work 12 hours a day. Nope.
Yep, yep.
Ain't
And
happening.
it's important for us to realize too, as I'm building my business, I'm really building it around how we can leverage wellness and true restoration,
Okay.
because scrolling on our phone is
Not
actual
true.
brain activity. It's not a rest.
Go take a nap.
How we can use those to improve our productivity at work,
Yeah.
how we can do it to improve our social health, because our social health and connection at work is what helps us actually get the work done and learning
Yeah.
each other's personalities and all that
Yes.
stuff. And then also engagement, like how can we engage better with individuals
Ooh.
and
Okay.
use technology as a tool
Yeah.
and not let it
Unfortunately.
rule. Let's not let it rule our day, right? Like how we get work, let's use it to get work done in a
And to
better way.
connect as humans, yeah,
Yes,
through that
not
tool.
let it disrupt our day.
Right. Oh,
Mhm.
amen. We're done. Preach. Right? No, I mean, it's just very impactful what you're saying, and I love that I can relate to a lot of it because I've been digging deep lately, about the business, and it's had its roller coasters, which now is making me remember the roller coasters I went through as a single mom back in the day, and survived. I survived, and I'm going to survive this too because I do know how now through experience. I know how to get rid of. I still have stress. I'm not going to lie. Um, I know how to get rid of a bit of it. Like this. I mean, this is my fun. This is my stress reliever doing this podcast. Honestly, it is my new biggest passion. It brings me joy. It's my fun in my day because I need it for my soul. I don't need to work, 9, 10 hours. I need to play a little.
100. And that's the thing we have to, that's part of my business is getting people to reconnect with us as humans.
Yeah.
We are primarily built and genetically built for interdependence, to rely on each other.
Hmm.
That means share a shared goal, ask for help, accept help, and
Hmm.
also, most importantly, our mental health would be so much better if we got out of our heads and did more for other people, if we gave more of ourselves, if we volunteered, if we did things for our community and for others. And that's the problem. We are having a loneliness epidemic. People don't leave
Hmm.
their houses anymore.
I
How do
know.
we do good for each other if we don't
Mhm.
leave our
Right.
houses?
How
If
did
we're
this
if we're
introvert
delegating our social life
Yeah.
to scrolling and that's how we keep in touch with people, that's
Right.
not real.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely right. And I I misspoke. But I was a super extrovert in my life prior to COVID, let's just say the vid. Um and now I really think of myself as like an ambivert. I'm an introverted extrovert. And it's very weird. I have lost the human connection that I used to love and just like glow with. And now it's like, I don't want to talk to that person.
Yeah.
What did it do
Well,
to me?
when we get into the introvert extrovert thing, it really is about both people can be social.
Yeah.
It's really about your battery, your
Ooh,
social
right.
battery,
Right.
right?
How long will it
And
last?
right. If we think about the mental energy and the added stress that being online gives us, because we're
Mm,
absorbing all this trauma
right.
and, that makes us feel burnt out. So we have less energy to connect with other
Yep.
people. And
Exactly.
people use the word introvert because I'm an introvert now. I'm very
Sure.
social,
Yeah. So
but
am I.
like I'm
Weird.
tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
Yeah, but
We have
I'm
a lot
still
in common.
social,
Well, we need to go get a
even
drink.
like when we met, right?
We need a happy
But
hour. Yeah.
yeah, but fear is what social anxiety is. When you're fearful to be around other people, and that's a whole nother condition, and that's amplified by judgment,
Mm,
right?
interesting.
So they're all
Yeah.
connected. They're all connected.
Wow. And all so relatable in every aspect of our life. And I thank you so much. I mean, I just this has been very enlightening and and brought a lot back. But it's like I'm in a therapy session. But it's amazing. Thank you, therapist.
Yes, yes.
If you
And
could,
I'll end with
yeah,
saying,
please, if there's that
um,
golden nugget you could give the listeners today
yeah.
with your
So
closing, that would be great.
yeah, the one thing I've learned on this journey, just being more connected to my body and connected to others,
Mm-hmm.
is that we
Go.
one thing I want to talk about is, especially for the young people out there, is that we have to understand our discomfort tolerance. It's a
Ooh,
new
ooh,
word
I
I
like
learned, and I love it
discomfort tolerance. Okay.
because
It's like another
you said
spectrum.
even as you're building your business and you're going through this tough times, you're remembering all the things you got through before,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
I've literally been through hell and back. And I have I've been through a lot of things in my life. So I have a very high discomfort tolerance.
Mm.
Now it's lower because I've been to the cliff,
Yeah.
it's lower. So I have to little things will set me off,
Yeah.
right? And I'll start having anxiety and depression. And I'm like, one, I just love myself and talk to myself and say, just it's okay. But knowing that that leads to greater resilience,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
Our
It does.
discomfort tolerance. And sometimes we let the little things, the traffic, the standing in line,
Yeah.
the the email that we're interpreting as very negative, just set us off and change our mood for the
Yes, we
whole
do.
day.
Yeah.
And we got to just let that go.
Yeah, exactly. Or pass it
Let
off
it
to
go
somebody else and
and
say,
know that
here I'm feeling.
life be lifing,
Yeah, life be life. And yeah,
and we have to focus on building our discomfort tolerance so that those
I
things
like that.
don't set us off and ruin our whole day.
I like that.
Your computer is going to want to restart itself in the middle of your meeting. It's just how it goes.
Inevitably, that's what always happens. Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's a great, great note to end on. And people just open your minds, let it in, think about it, take a second listen. And then we're going to share all the ways that you can get in touch with Sumayyah and learn more about what she does and her mission. And no more FOMO and not so much of
No
this.
more FOMO.
No more FOMO and then phono. Um, I'm such a
Oh,
goof.
I'm going to use that.
No more FOMO and phono. And live in the day and find your people and talk to people and connect. If it's like this, because it has to be, it's one-on-one. And this is so fulfilling. And you can find that too when you find your people. And then maybe they'll want to help you in your business and you can delegate stuff to them. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. You never know.
100.
Or
And I don't
somebody that could help them.
and listen, I'm only working 30 to 32 hours a week. I have to delegate.
Good. Well,
I
tell
have
me
to.
real quick before we close up, what do you delegate in your business? What was like the first thing you delegated in your business?
Oh, so social media.
Okay. Good to know. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't have time for
There's
this.
people that can do that like at the back of their hand, like
Way
I
better
can
than me. Way
eat.
better.
Like I can eat.
Um, yeah. So I've also
Perfect.
delegated applying to conferences and admin
Oh,
work.
nice. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my love
Yes.
language. Yes. Love
And
that.
and
Congrats.
this is why we need each other. I
Yes.
also, because I can't always afford someone, I
Yeah.
can't afford I'd love an EA, by the way.
Thank you.
I'll come to you,
We
Bonnie, when I
all
need
love
one.
them. Yes.
But because I can't afford that, I have accountability partners.
Yes.
So I have one that's just get things done. So she and I meet
Yes.
every Monday. I'm like, okay, you said you
That's
were going to do this. And
cool.
we both put it on a spreadsheet and we
Yes.
talk about
That's a
what are
great way to
ways that we
delegate.
can hold each
Accountability
other
partners.
accountable.
Yes.
Then I have another accounting partner or strategic partner where we
Sure.
just talk business strategy. So it's
Okay.
someone for me to bounce ideas off of.
Like a power
And
partner is what I might call those people.
yeah, and like we're sharing resources. Oh, well, you should go to here.
Yeah.
And we're
I
both
met this
consultants
lady at
and
this
work for
event
ourselves.
and yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Get out there, people.
So
I mean, we could talk forever, but I'm gonna have to chop us off
I
at
know.
the end here. We'll bring you on again. If people put some comments down there, they want to hear more from you, I will invite her back, everybody. So delegate to elevate your life, your business, and everything else. And don't have FOMO. Just get done. Have a great one. Thanks, Sumayyah, for being here today. Bye.
Have you ever felt frustrated, overwhelmed, or stuck wasting time in admin instead of growing, leveraging, and scaling your business? Then this podcast is for you. Welcome to Delegate to Elevate, the podcast that's all about handing off what you don't need to do so you can focus on what you do best. So here's your host, Bonnie Schutz